Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the WoW Collector. I've changed a couple things on my streams. Got rid of the Twitch interface just because I felt like advertising the same Twitch followers was kind of annoying. I do think I might add back into it the part that had the WoW Collector just because that was kind of cool to have that under my name. But apart from that, I am making some changes to the streaming. Right now what we're doing is we restarted a Worgen as a warrior because there were a certain amount of mogs that were only accessible if you complete the starting zone as a warrior. So I'm just kind of highlighting a few things. The Worgen starting quest, just in general, is really long, and I'm noticing that the more and more I play through it. And additionally, I think there's a lot of points where they could have condensed things, i.e., with how far you have to travel, especially if you don't have the 35 heirlooms and get that initial mount. This is a lot of walking around, and there's a lot of points in the quest where they don't need all that space. They could have really succinctly done this area, just made things more compact. Also, you'll see later, there are a number of themes they tried to implement in here. The Worgen's connection to the elves, the fight against the undead, the ogres, the spider dense forest area. There's a lot of things he could have just gotten rid of and made it just more succinct. I think the Battle of Gilneas is cool because like this last hurrah that the Worgens kind of face before they ultimately run away from Gilneas and secede it to the undead. But they could have done things differently. So I do wish they'd go back and redo this zone when they redo the Goblin and Worgen models. But I have a feeling that they're not. They're just going to redo the skins and kind of leave this as it was. I mean, it's a cool zone. Definitely cool the first time, but there should be a skip quest. You start a new working character, jump ahead of the Battle of Gilneas, be a certain level, and kind of plow through things that way. For me, that would be the best. This is a cool quest though. You steal this banner from a large Eaton, I believe they're called, and then you trick him into thinking the undead stole it. It's kind of cool. But again, doing it 2 or 3 times gets a little tiresome. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Running from the ogres because they definitely changed how much experience each mob gives you. There's another example of experience I missed, but the point of this was just to unlock the mogs, wasn't to level the guy at all, so I try to kill as little as I could. Also, if you do start with the Worgen and that's your goal is to level them, I would strongly suggest picking up both herbs and mining because there's so much in here. It easily, when I finished on my druid, I was about level 22. No, sorry, about level 19. My apologies. This guy finished at about 14, so there's a whole 5.5 levels that I did get from just herbs and mining. So I did try to emphasize which quests actually gave mogs and which ones didn't. But, like I said, it is a lengthy area. And then this warrior, when I re-rolled him, there's a lot of parts that the quest, they start to glitch out in certain parts. Which is weird because I just ran this, a few days prior with a druid and not much changed. So the fact that there were some buggy quests was kind of odd. So skipped ahead a little bit, running back to this secondary town of sorts, which really is far away from everything else. I really wish they would just what I want to say, everything north of here. I wish they'd pull in a lot closer. All this wasted space really isn't necessary. This first quest is just killing some spiders and picking up some letters that are strewn about. We'll kind of race ahead. After that, we've already completed it. Don't need to see it again. The next quest, you have to kill this spider way over here. So, I mean, just if you think about it, you descend upon this town, take care of the spider population. Okay, that's cool. Now you go kill the spider boss, which does drop a mog for warriors, by the way. But it was such a long, arduous walk to get over there, and they could have done a better job on that. So once you finally kill him, you have to walk all the way back, and that's where I felt I spent more time walking from quest to quest to quest rather than actually questing. Um, Their person has a mount. As a worgen, you do get the fast run every 2 minutes, which I mean that definitely helps, but at the same time it takes a while. All right, so you pick up those boots. This is a quest a little bit later on. She's north of the town where we just left. This person's gonna freeze you. When you kill them, you do get a Mog as well. I don't, but there's a dark scout here, and I don't. I see they want to show more of the undead influence, but it's just yet another quest they probably could have taken out of this section. Um, we'll finish killing them here, and I'll show you what Mog drops as well. So we do kill the Dark Scout, and something kind of neat happens here, which I didn't know they introduced. The ability for any gear from any quest to turn into a higher piece of that gear. So although it doesn't count for a different Mog, because it's a blue item, it was kind of neat. So we jump ahead here, and I skipped a lot. We go turn this quest, and we're coming to get this ancient relic. It's a mysterious artifact to give to the Worgens. Now, prior to this, there was this light well, or the moon well, I think they're called, that the night elves are kind of protecting underneath this base of this large tree. So send you this house where these dark rangers have stolen this artifact, and I mean that's kind of cool, but it's more showing the connection between the night elves rather than this contention between the Worgens and the undead, where Sylvanas is trying to eradicate Gilneas from all life. And I mean it's a nice area. It looks really nice. They put a lot of great graphics into it. The colors really pop. Shows that the balance between that druids always try to, and night elves in general try to symbolize, which is just the balance between life and death. And it's a cool concept, but I know a lot of art went into this, but they could have cut this part out, I think, and it would have made this whole zone be done about half the amount of time, which I think feels right to me. Like I think you should be out of here when you hit level 10, which you don't even hit level 10 till just when you um just before that spider boss we killed. I was level 10 then, and I have no heirlooms on this character. Just doing the regular questing, not trying to kill too many additional mobs. Right here too, it kind of glitched. Myself and the priest clicked that last well at the same time, and it gave him credit, not me. So if that ever happens to you, that's what's going on. Another transmog here. Um, did level up as well. And so I skipped ahead a lot more. You run back to town, turn that quest, and then you go ahead to the next area. This is where Godfrey takes his plunge. Now, last time I didn't ride the horse here, so I made sure I was going to jump on this horse to go back to town. So, I don't know if you're supposed to do this horse after he jumps off or not, but I picked it up before, and the horse should auto-run you to town. I kept having to hold down the moves on both mouse buttons, the left and right, to make him move, but then he was going in whatever direction my character was facing. And it happened the entire time. So somewhere along my questing, I picked up this bug, and all the automated travel in the entire area had this same issue. Later on, when I finalized the quest, when you have to blow up the ship, and you take the wyvern off of there, I had to actually fly him, and he basically went straight to the ground, and I was using him as a ground mount. Then halfway through, he took off and flew me the rest of the way. And you can see right now I'm having a really hard time controlling this guy when he should just be on an autopilot. There's a specific route they have set up that he should just be following. Um, this is kind of a nice wide angle view of Gilneas, so it's a pretty nice place. I wish they would leave this zone and kind of redo it where the Worgens could have somewhere to be. Or move everybody to Stormwind either way. However, it does. I do wish every race had their own place. I wish the gnomes had a flying airship. That would be really cool to me. So right now, just hit level 12, and there's a couple quests here that offer mogs. You go kill the deer, and then you go down that mine and kill some undead, and you free a few Gilneas workers, or miners if you will. That kind of leads into the Battle of Gilneas. Now there are a few other quests sprinkled here and there, but those are the only ones for the mogs. Just wanted to show this quest over here. This is for the killing the deer or the stags. This does not offer any transmogs whatsoever. So I just showed one. It was kind of crazy. Each of them were dropping one meat, and then randomly one or two would drop 3 or 4, which definitely made kills faster. But again, getting 88 experience is pretty rough. Moving ahead to the mine. So your job here is to kill the undead, get those keys, and then unlock these miners. Simple stuff, really. And then from there we move to the Battle of Gilneas. I just wanted to show a little bit of this. Typical World of Warcraft mine. They all look the same. um, yeah, so you loot that key, and it's 1 key per. I guess the keys break when you use them. I mean, I guess undead keys are brittle like their bones, or not sure how they. But you have to kill 5 guys, get 5 keys, and release 5 guys. Um, yeah, I'll obviously splice some things. Here's the boss you have to kill at the end. Not really a boss, but it forces you to go all the way through the mine. Also pretty good nodes in here too if you're trying to mine for experience. It's a pretty solid solution. Brothog, the Slave Master. I don't really know how they tell them apart from others. Did get a nice transmog there too. That's a roll drop as well. So and I'll be going through that at some point. Just making all the mogs that I need, but one step at a time. Really focused on getting Argus complete on my hunter, which I did unlock the Void Elves, which I will have a separate video for the Argusian Reach and the Void Elf starting quest. Kind of unlock that allied race, and then I still have to do the Hunter and Warlock quest through Gilneas. Now I did skip a lot of the Battle of Gilneas. Didn't really feel like there was a need to go through it again for people who have been watching my channel. Again, I got another quest drop that increased to a blue for those pants. But I did want to show a couple of things because I've been talking about how things have been bugging out and glitching, and I really feel like there's kind of a commonality between this. And I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to the next area. Oh wait, no, sorry, forgot. There's another glitch here. So I don't know if there's something I did early on that kind of flagged me, but every kind of major area there was something that wasn't working correctly. So I kind of wanted to highlight those things as people were kind of playing through, just to let you know what's typical normal behavior and what isn't. In that fountain right there, there's a guy, there's an enemy that the person's attacking. He's attached to that cage right in the dead center. He cannot die. About halfway point, I'll start evading. So that's kind of interesting to note. So in here, we're in the Battle of Gilneas. It's already started. He's already done his speech. And as you can see, I'm being somewhat followed by some of the people who are supposed to help the NPCs. For some reason, they just stopped attacking. Um, so and I tried inspiring them, I tried running back and grabbing them, and it would work for a little bit. If I ran in the middle of them and then ran towards an enemy, they'd follow for a little while and then kind of lose interest and wander off aimlessly. Here there are some fighting random mobs, but again, they're not following me, they're not engaging with me, and then now they're running backwards to some specific point. So I don't know how close I was supposed to follow them when I started questing, or kind of what was supposed to occur, but at this point, I'm kind of on my own. So I decided, hey, maybe if I go fight, this guy will initiate and help me out. And it didn't really work that way. So as you can see, they're going to start turning on me a second. And this guy just comes out of nowhere and decides to run past. I don't know why I went after him. Wasn't too bright. And I figured, hey, let's run back and try to get these guys to engage. And instead, I just got shot from behind over and over and over. So at this point, I thought, alright, hey, this should work. Let's inspire them. Let's get them. And they didn't even move. So something happened along the way that just disallowed all this from occurring. And then these guys random. So I don't know if this was my group and the other group I was trying to get going was, someone else's followers. I'm not too sure what happened, but I died. Now, of course, heirlooms probably would have helped, but at the same time, the quest should have been working as intended. And now when I come back to life, I don't know if I re-pick up these guys or what happens, but then from there, things start kind of working as they should. I'm just kidding. Doesn't work as it should. All the mobs just kind of died. Almost like I had a soft reset built in. So from there, things kind of reacted normally. I mean, I had some help, which you're supposed to have in this fight. again, people keep running past. So I fast forwarded past all of that because it was just kind of buggy. And you do get 2 transmogs from that quest, and that's kind of the big one. Especially for a warrior, you get the shield and the sword. Um, I just rendered it, of course, but you still get it, which is kind of nice. Now here's another problem with this entire zone is you're supposed to find Tobias. He's not in the back, he's in the front, so you're gonna follow him. It's a lot of follow quests. It's hey, follow this guy who's not where he's supposed to be. So sit around and wait till he shows up and walk this exuberant distance and then come back and turn in the quest. It's a lot of backtracking, a lot of it wasn't very interactive. There's a cool bat quest where you're flying the bat and dropping, bombs on the undead. That was fun, but there's just a lot of walking around. It seems to be the theme of this zone is walk, walk, walk. Fast forward to the very end. This is the last quest you can see from my all the things. So this is where we wrap things up. The last quest, as evidenced by all the things. The Wyvern did after this point bug out as well. But there's another feature I want to talk about in all the things, and it shows completed groups. We're going to show it in a second here. Basically, I was worried that when I deleted this warrior, it wouldn't count for credit. So I was able to go back into all the things, check 2 boxes to show me that, hey, in fact, everything has been done. I do appreciate everybody watching the video. Appreciate all the subscriptions we have thus far. We have a lot of great videos coming up on the WoW Collector, so just continue to stay tuned here for more content. Wrap up this little quest here, and then I'll show you where and all the things you can mark to kind of make life simpler, just in case you think you've missed something like I did and didn't want to have to go back and do the Worgen starting zone all over again on a warrior. In all the things on the first page, you'll notice right here, yeah, new day, new shirt, new everything. You click show completed groups, which is on the front screen, and show collected things. And what that will do is you can go back through and check what's been already completed so you don't ever worry about missing anything. Thanks and take care, guys.